Hey everyone, it is High here with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be doing something a little different. This is an edition of Best Teams, but it's going to be a very shortened, summarized version. It's going to be the pre-Part 2 Worldwide Celebration Best Teams for September or early September. I will be doing a full one later on. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. And always a shout out to DBZ Space and the Dokkan Wiki for info and images provided. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I think a lot of you were asking, where's Best Teams, where's Best Teams? And I probably should have done this a week ago, and but now, since all this new news have kind of leaked out for the part 2, I realize there's going to be, I would say, a lot of changes when it comes to Best Teams, and it's going to take me a little while longer to figure out who goes where, right? So I figured I'm going to do this version because I've kind of figured out, or I've decided what the best teams currently right now are pre-part 2, but part 2 is going to be literally like in a couple days. So anyway, quick disclaimer here, the term best teams is my opinion and it's purely subjective. There's no official tier list or best teams ranking from Akatsuki or Bandai. Any references or research sources will be linked in the description below. And how I do my rankings, I do a lot of different aspects of it: leader skill, damage output, survivability, passives, categories, links, bench and flexibility. But game mode effectiveness is the key for the reason why I'm doing this summary, because there's so many changes, I think, with game mode effectiveness, primarily what I'm going to show you next, that's going to change everything. So what am I talking about? Well, it's going to be the introduction of Extreme Super Battle Road. This, I would say, most JP players would say that this is the most difficult mode in the game. And being that so, the best teams list has to take into consideration their ability to actually complete Extreme Super Battle Road as an overall aspect of the rankings. So this is gonna be a huge change. It's gonna take me some time to really mull it over and do testing and play the game and say, okay, what team goes where? And I think it's going to totally change from what the current rankings are now, or maybe not, I don't know. And then also the partner super attack skill is going to be coming out now. I don't know if they're going to just have the new LR have that and a couple new units have this partner super attack, or they're going to just add it to a bunch of different units. So we don't really know that details at this point in time, but once we find out, that could be a huge game changer as well. So that's the reason why I'm doing this quick top 10 really fast here summary. I don't even really build teams so you can look at it. It's just it's going to be little icons, and we're just going to do a countdown here. So with that, let's start with some honorable mentions. So honorable mentions are these two teams that did not make the top 10, and you guys should know the reason why, right? The LR Majin Buu is, I was saying Buu Tanks, actually. Yeah, LR Buu Tanks, or LR Buhan, however you want to call him. He's an amazing unit, one of the top tier units there. But as a leader and as a team, the Majin Buu Saga, a great standalone team, but really is limited to their bench strength is very weak. They can only do 4 Super Battle Roads right now. I think that would change with Extreme Super Battle Road. This actually team might move up in the rankings. We'll see in part 2. But very limited. And you're just best running mostly Boos as your full team, which makes sense, right? But it is an honorable mention because it's a brand new team out there, and it is fun to use, but did not crack the top 10. This one here almost cracked the top 10, but I couldn't take them, or I couldn't leapfrog them amongst the kind of the bottom rung of the top 10. That's Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan's got a nice little boost here with Super Vegito, LR Super Vegito, and it was tough for me to say, okay, that made it jump over everything else. It only still has 4 Super Battle Roads. There's only one team that does 4 Super Battle Roads at this point in time. That's in the top 10. You guys know who it is, but we'll review it and kind of go from there. Everyone else is at least 5, 6. 6 is the magic number, and there's really only one team that can do a 7. That's in the top 10. There's a few more that can do it outside of the top 10. But anyway, these are the 2 honorable mentions here. Once again, this is just going to be a quick countdown, not a full build list here. So anyway, let's go ahead and transition into the pre-part 2 Worldwide Celebration top 10 list. Starting with the kind of the bottom rung here that really didn't change too much. So that's kind of what I said about the Super Saiyans category, right? Super Saiyans category is like, I don't know if I can jump them past 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Movie Bosses Full Power is still an incredible team. Didn't really get an upgrade in this celebration here. Future Saga kind of got an upgrade because Trunks can run any super type at 120, so it can run Super Vegito if you want it to. But you know, it is an option, and I wouldn't say it is a huge upgrade, but it is semi-upgrade there, especially for the bench. Kamehameha and not Kamehameha. That's Universal Survival Saga and in Representative Universe 7. That team is still fantastic, right? And it can do 6 Super Battle Roads. You know, defensively, sometimes has issues because of Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken there, but you know, you can't leapfrog Super Saiyans above that team either, or any of these teams. And then, of course, one of my favorites, still holding strong in the top 10, number 7 with Go Bros, and also with Siblings Bond and Goku's family as a secondary leader right there as well. So those are your 7 through 10. And man, I'll tell you what, Movie Bosses is holding on by a thread. I'll tell you that much. So, but when it comes to game mode effectiveness, it can just do so much. It might move up though. It might move up because for Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, they could generate a team that could do some good damage here. So we'll see. We'll kind of mess around with that. So coming in that's 7 through 10. Coming in at number 6. It was hard for me to move this team out of the top 5, but I kind of had to because the other teams just do more. The bench strength for this team is fantastic, and it has elite teams, and of course the leader is a support as well. But it will move up the ranks. Trust me, after part 2, it will move up the ranks because there's also other units that are going to be coming. But as of right now, I put them in the 6th spot. So currently right now is Cooler with Terrifying Conquerors and Transformation Boost. Primarily Transformation Boost is the number 6 spot. Once again, it can only do 4 Super Battle Roads. This is the only team that I have in the top 10 that's limited to only 4. But as Extreme Super Battle Road comes out, you know, Cooler can be a team leader to run an extreme strength team. So we'll have some fun in kind of testing that out and see if Transformation Boost stays along with that. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the 5th spot. So basically, who took the spot of Cooler? And once again, it was tough for me to do it, but it does make full-on sense because Majin Buu Saga and Potara, these two, I could either flip-flop. I was like, which one's going to be better, which one's not. So it was very, very thin margin. Both of these teams are fantastic, Majin Buu Saga and Battle of Wits, and then also Potara and Final Trump Card, right? So those 2 category leads with these leaders here are incredible. Yeah, one's 150 and one's 170. I understand that. But I think overall, the team that you can run for Tech Vegito is overall better and has more diversity. It can do 6 Super Battle Roads versus the 5 Majin Buu Saga can do. Majin Buu Saga has a huge bench as well. So once again, it was hard for me to say, okay, which one's which one. So I just slotted Potara at number 4 versus Majin Buu Saga at number 5. But man, Majin Buu Saga with Battle of Wits, that combination is incredible. If Battle of Wits wasn't on Majin Buu Saga, I think Majin Buu Saga will be high up there. But with that Battle of Wits adding the ability to use a 170 leader for LR, Tech Vegito Blue, there you go, right? So once again, it was hard for me to decide, but I think being able to run other Potara units that's not a part of Majin Buu Saga gave it just a slight edge, but you could flip-flop 4 and 5. Anyway, so coming in at number 3, it dropped here, is Realm of Gods. Realm of Gods, don't worry about Realm of Gods. It will continue to move up the rankings because there are some ridiculous units that are going to be popping up for Realm of Gods later down the road, right? So, but as of right now, slotted at number 3, makes total sense, has great diversity, and can do 6 Super Battle Roads with Zamasu. It can do 4 with Beerus, and I think you can't deny that Realm of Gods is easily top 3 or at least top 5, right? So coming in at number 3 is Realm of Gods category with Beerus or Zamasu. So yeah, the top 2 spots, I had to change my mind because they got the biggest upgrades in this celebration, and when you get the majority of the upgrade, then it's hard for me to deny that month moving them up spots, right? Because they're already close to the rest of the list here. So coming in at number 2, Pure Saiyans returns to the top 3 and really top 2. Talk about an upgrade without getting really a lot of units. Just making the Goku Vegeta units Pure Saiyans, which they should have been all along, made Pure Saiyans just ultimately more diverse with more incredible LRs to use. Yes, it's only running at 150, but the bench and the ability to use all these units in a multitude of different ways provides enough flexibility to move them up in the rankings. Now, if you did standalone, if you did, damage output, yeah, it's not going to output as much, probably as much damage as some of these other teams, but that you can't deny the flexibility. So come in number 2, if they ever make a 170 Pure Saiyans, it's going to be hard to knock Pure Saiyans off of the top spot. But as of right now, it's number 2, and I'll give them that. So coming in number 1, like I said, I couldn't stop this team from from getting to the number 1 spot, because it's been teetering at the number 1 spot, and that is Kamehameha with transforming LR AGL Gohan. Yeah, it's been like 1, 2, 3 for a long time. I think it did take a 1 spot. I'm trying to remember if it did or not. If it didn't, this would be the first time it took a number 1 spot, and kind of unanimously, because this team really doesn't have that many support units, but you can run virtually almost every single Dokkan Festival exclusive LR, except for like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, right? Everything else is Kamehameha. So it's like if you're a Dokkan Festival exclusive unit LR, you're in the Kamehameha category. So yeah, the diversity is crazy, high-end top tier diversity, right? So it's not as diverse as Pure Saiyans, but running at a 170 and having the ability to run just a boatload of Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs, and they do work well together, is pretty incredible. So will it stay in the number 1 spot after part 2? We'll see, because it's going to be very interesting, because the leader skill for Gohan is, in my opinion, actually benefits Gohan a lot more than some of these other dual category leads, because of that 120% to AGL, right? So it can do Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road probably a lot easier. So we'll see. We'll kind of mess around and decipher what's to come in part 2, but I think it's going to change a lot of how I rank things, depending also on the partner super attacks as well. So agree, disagree, I don't know. Like I said, I just wanted to do the summary because I think would be unfair for me to wait until part 2 and all these changes, and then all of a sudden this whole list just turns totally different because of Extreme Super Battle Road. At least I wanted to see you show you what I thought after part 1 celebration and the top 10 units, or the top 10 teams, look like. So anyway, comment below. I know you guys will anyway. So this is the pre-part 2 worldwide celebration best teams, a summary. The full one will be coming out, right? It will be coming out probably later in September, but I will be doing a full version of best teams for global September 2020, the full edition. So look out for that. And if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.